I'm Rhonda Kitchens, News Director for Cumulus Broadcasting Lake Charles. Here are some of the full, unedited interviews we took during the investigation into a shooting at the Ross Dress for Less store in Lake Charles. Valerie Abshire tells us what she saw as she tried to enter the store around 12:15 this afternoon.
I was just walking up to the store, and literally probably 5 or 6 feet before you get to the door, everyone started just barreling out of the store all at once. Yelling and screaming. There was people crying. And I talked to one of the ladies. She said that she was in the dressing room, and she was very fearful, and she contemplated hiding, and she decided to grab her stuff and run out the front door with everyone else. And she said that one of the ladies which had worked there had carrying clothes or something to the back or whatnot, and she was shot. They had her. She was on the ground, and she said all she knows is there were 6 women involved or something, and when everyone took off out of the store running, of course, they left too, so it was hard to decipher who was the good guys and who was the bad guys, and that's all I know. I don't know names or descriptions. I just know that there was one employee they said was shot and one customer. Very, very terrifying.
Cumulus employee Angela Mott was actually inside the store at the time of the shooting.
Yes, I had just left the dressing room and walked around the corner where the rugs were located, and I heard a loud noise. My first impression was I thought maybe it was, it sounded like fireworks. And then I heard a woman screaming, and then I heard 3 more shots. At that point, my thought was to hide between the shelves, but I tried to gather myself and grabbed my purse and ran out with all the other employees that were in the store.
And here's our interview with Chief Deputy Mark Krause with the Lake Charles Police Department.
At about 12:15, Lake Charles Police received a 911 call from an off-duty Lake Charles police officer who was armed and who was at Ross's Dress for Less. He advised that at least two people had been shot. He was managing their well-being, gave a description of the suspect who had fled prior to the fleet officer's arrivals. Once we arrived, we learned that a Sulphur police officer who was also at the scene and armed but were not together worked in unison in terms of clearing the store, making sure no other victims were present, and rendering medical aid to those victims that we know that we had. Both of those victims were transported to area hospitals, unknown condition. We had the area roped off. As we were arriving at the scene, we received information that our suspect was at a local bank. Officers arrived there and immediately arrested her. Obviously, because of it so new and early in the investigation, information subject to change. That's what we do know at this point, and we will provide information to our community as soon as we learn further.
Krause later added that the shooting stemmed from a domestic dispute, but declined to elaborate on the details. We will continue to follow this story and bring you more information as it becomes available.